There is a pace you learn to live at, a pace shaped not by what felt right for you, but by what was required to survive, to keep up, to not fall behind. God sees this pace clearly. It was fast not because you wanted it to be, but because slowing down once felt unsafe. You learned to move quickly through decisions, responsibilities, emotions, and even rest. Slowness felt risky. Pausing felt like falling behind. And so your life began to move at a speed that asked more of you than you were ever meant to give. God speaks gently into that history now. You are safe to slow down. Not because everything is perfect. Not because all danger has disappeared. But because this moment does not require the same urgency that once did. You are no longer in the place where speed was your protection. And even if part of you still believes that it is, God stays patient with that belief. Love does not argue with your past. Love simply meets you here. You may notice how deeply speed lives in your body. Even when nothing urgent is happening, your breath may feel shallow. Your thoughts may rush ahead. Your muscles may remain tense. God understands this. Slowing down is not just a decision. It is a relearning of safety. Your body learned to stay ready because readiness once mattered. God does not shame that instinct. God honors it and then gently offers rest. There may be a voice inside you that says slowing down will cost you something. Opportunities, control, approval, safety. God knows that voice well. It grew out of real experiences. There were times when slowing down meant being overlooked, falling behind, or being hurt. God does not dismiss those memories. Instead, God places them in a new context. The pace that once kept you safe is no longer the only option. Slowing down does not mean stopping your life. It does not mean becoming careless or unmotivated. It means allowing yourself to move at a speed that does not harm you. God is not asking you to abandon responsibility. God is inviting you to abandon urgency that no longer serves you. You may fear that if you slow down, emotions will catch up to you. Feelings you outran by staying busy. God understands this fear, but slowing down does not mean being overwhelmed. It means letting emotions surface at a pace you can handle. God does not flood you. Love reveals gently. You may also fear that if you slow down, others will be disappointed. That they expect you to keep moving, producing, responding quickly. God sees how much pressure you have carried from others' expectations. But love reminds you that your worth is not measured by speed. You do not need to move quickly to matter. You do not need to rush to be valuable. There is a tenderness in slowing down that can feel unfamiliar. When you stop rushing, you begin to notice how tired you are, how much you have been carrying. God does not pull you into this awareness abruptly. Love stays with you as it emerges. You are not required to face everything at once. God says you are safe to slow down because God is not in a hurry with you. Love does not measure progress by speed. Love measures truth by presence. You are not behind in God's eyes. You are not late. You are not failing because you need rest. You may have internalized the idea that slowing down means giving up. God gently corrects this. Slowing down is not surrendering your life. It is choosing to live it without constant strain. You are not abandoning effort. You are aligning effort with care. When you slow down, you may notice resistance, a pull to speed back up. That resistance does not mean you are doing something wrong. It means you are touching an old pattern. God stays with you there. You do not need to push past resistance. You can let it soften in its own time. God invites you to consider this truth. The pace that hurt you does not get to define your future. You are allowed to choose a rhythm that includes breath, rest, and space. You are allowed to move in a way that honors your limits. You may not know how to slow down yet. That is okay. Slowing down is not a skill you perfect. It is a permission you practice. Even small pauses matter. Even moments of gentleness count. God notices them. Tonight, you do not need to change your entire life. You do not need to slow everything down at once. You can begin here, with this moment, with one breath that is not rushed, with one thought that is not pushed forward. God is present in that small beginning. You are safe to slow down because you are not holding everything together alone. God is watching over what you release. God is carrying what you do not attend to. Nothing essential will be lost because you moved more gently. As this truth settles, you may feel a quiet relief. Relief that you do not have to keep up with a pace that drains you. Relief that you are allowed to choose kindness toward yourself. God welcomes this relief. It is not weakness. It is wisdom. You do not need to justify slowing down. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to earn it. You are allowed to slow down because you are human, because you are tired, because you matter. God is not rushing you forward. God is not pulling you ahead. God walks with you at a pace that allows you to breathe. You are safe here. You are safe to slow down. And you do not need to hurry into what comes next. There is a reason slowing down does not feel peaceful right away. God sees this clearly. For you, slowing down may not feel like relief at first. It may feel exposed, unsettling, or even dangerous. This does not mean you are resisting rest. It means your body and heart learned long ago that speed was protection. When slowing down feels uncomfortable or unsafe, it is not because something is wrong with you. It is because something once required you to move quickly in order to stay okay. You may notice that the moment you try to slow your pace, your mind becomes louder. Thoughts you outran begin to surface. Concerns you kept at bay by staying busy step forward. God understands this experience. Busyness can act like a barrier, keeping difficult feelings at a distance. When that barrier lowers, the feelings don't appear because slowing down caused them. They appear because slowing down finally made space for them. God does not leave you alone with what surfaces. Love stays close when the noise rises. There may also be a physical discomfort that comes with slowing down. Restlessness, tightness, a sense that you should be doing something. God knows that your body learned to equate stillness with risk. If you once lived in environments where slowing down meant being overlooked, criticized, or harmed, your nervous system adapted. It learned to stay alert. Slowing down now can feel like stepping into vulnerability without armor. God does not ask you to strip that armor away abruptly. Love honors how it protected you. You may feel guilt when you slow down. Guilt that whispers you are being lazy, irresponsible, or selfish. God recognizes that voice. It did not originate in truth. It originated in pressure. Perhaps you were praised for productivity more than presence. Perhaps rest was framed as indulgence instead of necessity. God gently corrects this belief. Rest is not a moral failure. Slowing down is not a lack of discipline. It is a form of care. When slowing down feels unsafe, you may rush to justify it. You may tell yourself you will rest only after things are finished, only when everything is under control, only when you feel calmer. God understands this bargaining. It is a way of maintaining control while appearing to rest. But love invites you to consider that waiting for perfect conditions often means rest never comes. You are allowed to slow down even when things are incomplete. There may be fear that if you slow down, you will lose momentum or fall behind permanently. God sees how much pressure you have felt to keep up, to not miss your moment, to stay relevant. Love gently reassures you that life is not a race you can lose by resting. What is meant for you is not erased by a pause. Slowing down does not remove you from your path. It helps you stay on it without breaking. You may also fear that slowing down will make you confront pain you have not had the energy to face. God does not force confrontation. Slowing down does not mean diving into everything at once. It means allowing yourself to move at a pace that is tolerable. God reveals gently, never all at once, never beyond what you can hold with support. When discomfort arises, you may feel tempted to speed back up, to distract yourself, to return to what feels familiar. God does not shame you for this impulse. It is natural to return to what once kept you safe. You are not failing because slowing down is hard. You are learning something new. Learning often feels awkward before it feels natural. God wants you to know that discomfort does not mean danger. Unfamiliar does not mean unsafe. Your system is adjusting, not sounding an alarm you must obey. You can acknowledge the discomfort without letting it dictate your pace. You can slow down gently in small ways without forcing yourself into stillness. You may notice that when you slow down even a little, your breath changes. Your shoulders lower slightly, or you may notice nothing at all. Both are okay. Slowing down is not measured by sensations. It is measured by permission. Permission to pause. Permission to take a moment longer than usual. Permission to not rush to the next thing. God stays with you when slowing down feels awkward. Love does not expect immediate peace. Peace often arrives later after safety is learned. For now, God offers presence. Presence that does not demand calm. Presence that does not withdraw when you feel uneasy. You are not weak because slowing down feels hard. You are wise for noticing what your body has been holding. God honors your awareness. You do not need to fix the discomfort. You only need to stay kind to yourself while it exists. There is a deep kindness in letting slowing down be imperfect. You do not need to slow everything at once. You do not need to feel serene. You can slow down with anxiety present. You can slow down while still unsure. God is not measuring your progress. Love is walking with you. When slowing down feels unsafe, God does not say push through. God says stay with me. You are not being asked to handle this alone. God remains steady when your system is unsure. You can borrow that steadiness for now. Over time, your body will learn something new. It will learn that slowing down does not equal danger, that rest does not erase you, that pausing does not invite harm. This learning happens slowly, through repeated gentle experiences, not through force. God is patient with the pace of your healing. Tonight, you do not need to master slowing down. You do not need to feel comfortable with it. You can simply acknowledge that it feels strange and still allow a little softness. Even that is enough. God sees you exactly where you are. Not rushing, not pushing, not demanding. You are safe to slow down, even when it feels uncomfortable. Even when it feels unfamiliar. Even when it feels scary. God is here with you, watching over you, ensuring that you are not alone as you learn a gentler rhythm. Trusting a slower rhythm does not happen all at once. God knows this. You do not wake up one day suddenly comfortable with moving gently after years of urgency. Trust is learned gradually, through experience, not instruction. God does not expect you to believe immediately that a slower pace will hold you safely. Love invites you to discover it slowly, step by step, breath by breath. You may notice that when you begin to slow down, even slightly, there is a part of you that remains watchful. This part is not wrong. It is protective. It learned to stay alert because alertness once mattered. God does not silence this part of you. Love acknowledges it and stays near it. Trust grows when the watchful part learns it does not have to work so hard anymore. A slower rhythm can feel disorienting at first. When you are used to moving quickly, speed gives structure to your day and your identity. Slowing down can feel like losing that structure. God understands this feeling. But a slower rhythm does not mean a lack of direction. It means a different kind of guidance, one that comes from listening instead of pushing. You may worry that slowing down will make you less effective, less capable, less useful. God gently reframes this fear. Effectiveness that costs you your peace is not sustainable. Capability that requires constant strain will eventually collapse. A slower rhythm allows you to act from clarity instead of urgency. It does not weaken you, steadies you. Trusting a slower rhythm also means trusting that you do not have to respond to everything immediately. You are allowed to pause before answering. You are allowed to take time before deciding. You are allowed to move thoughtfully rather than reactively. God sees how often urgency has driven your choices. Love offers a different pace where wisdom has room to emerge. There may be moments when you feel behind because you are moving more slowly than others. God understands the comparison that arises. But your life is not measured against someone else's speed. You are not meant to match another person's rhythm. God created you with a pace that fits your body, your heart, your history. Trusting a slower rhythm means honoring what is true for you, not what looks impressive. You may notice that as you slow down, your senses become more present. You notice your breath more clearly. You notice tension sooner. You notice fatigue before it becomes overwhelming. God sees this awareness as a gift. A slower rhythm makes it possible to listen to your body before it has to shout. Trust does not mean you will never feel anxious when you slow down. Anxiety may still appear. God does not interpret that as failure. Trust and anxiety can exist at the same time. You can move gently even while fear lingers. God stays with you in both. A slower rhythm invites patience, not only with circumstances, but with yourself. You may notice impatience arise when things take longer than expected. God understands how impatience grows out of long seasons where you had to move fast. Love does not scold impatience. It softens it through reassurance. You are not in danger because things are unfolding slowly. Trusting a slower rhythm also means releasing the belief that rest must be justified. You do not need a crisis to slow down. You do not need permission from exhaustion. You are allowed to choose gentleness before you are forced into it. God sees this choice as wisdom, not weakness. You may feel resistance to slowing down because part of you equates speed with safety. God gently introduces a new experience of safety, one rooted in presence rather than control. This safety does not arrive dramatically. It builds quietly, through moments where nothing goes wrong when you pause, through experiences where you slow down and are still okay. God invites you to notice these moments, not as proof you must trust fully, but as gentle evidence that your life can hold a slower pace. Each moment becomes a small lesson teaching your body that it is safe to breathe. Trusting a slower rhythm does not mean abandoning responsibility. It means engaging with responsibility in a way that does not consume you. You can still care deeply. You can still act decisively. You simply do not have to do everything at once. God walks with you in this balance. You may worry that if you slow down, you will lose motivation. God reassures you that motivation born from rest is different from motivation born from pressure. One sustains, the other depletes. A slower rhythm allows your desires to emerge naturally, without force. There is a gentleness available to you that does not require you to earn it. God offers this gentleness freely. You do not need to become someone else to receive it. You are allowed to meet it as you are. Learning to trust a slower rhythm means accepting that growth does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes growth looks like steadiness. Sometimes it looks like saying no. Sometimes it looks like resting before you are exhausted. God sees all of this as movement, even when it feels like stillness. You may feel moments of grief as you slow down. Grief for how long you lived at a pace that hurt you. God does not rush you past this grief. Love allows it to exist without turning it into regret. You did what you needed to do then. Now you are learning something new. Trust builds when you experience consistency. When slowing down does not lead to harm. When rest does not result in loss. God provides this consistency quietly, patiently, without demanding your confidence in return. You do not have to leap into trust. You can step into it. You are allowed to move slowly even if others do not understand. You are allowed to protect your rhythm without explaining it. God sees you choosing care over pressure. That choice matters. Tonight, you do not need to commit to a slower life forever. You can simply allow a slower moment. One moment where you are not rushing. One moment where you are not pushing ahead. God is present in that moment, steady and attentive. Trusting a slower rhythm is not about controlling the future. It is about honoring the present. God meets you here, not at the finish line. You are safe to learn at your own pace. You are not being left behind by slowing down. You are being led into a way of living that does not harm you. God walks with you, unhurried and patient, showing you that life can be lived with care and that you are safe to move gently. There is a quiet pressure that has followed you for a long time, a pressure that says you must keep moving, improving, proving, arriving. God sees how deeply this pressure has shaped your inner world. It may not always be loud, but it is persistent. It shows up in the way you rush yourself, the way you measure your worth by progress, the way you feel uneasy when you are not becoming something visibly better. God speaks gently into that pressure now. You do not have to hurry to be enough. You may have learned early that being enough was tied to effort, that love, safety, or approval came more easily when you performed well, adapted quickly, or stayed ahead of expectations. Over time, this lesson can settle deep inside, turning life into a quiet race where the finish line keeps moving. God understands how exhausting this is. Love does not look at you and see someone behind. Love sees someone already whole even while still growing. Hurrying to be enough can feel like motivation, but it is often fear in disguise. Fear of being left behind. Fear of being overlooked. Fear of not measuring up. God does not judge you for this fear. It came from real experiences. But fear is not meant to be your guide. You do not have to outrun insecurity to deserve rest or care. You may notice that even when you achieve something, the relief does not last. Satisfaction fades quickly, replaced by the next thing you should work on. God sees this pattern clearly. It is not because you are ungrateful. It is because worth cannot be secured through constant motion. No amount of speed can quiet the question of enoughness when that question is rooted in fear. God gently invites you to stop racing toward a version of yourself you think will finally be acceptable. You do not need to become someone else to be worthy of love, rest, or peace. Growth is allowed, but it is not a prerequisite for belonging. You are not on probation until you improve. You may feel uncomfortable hearing this. If hurrying has been your way of coping, slowing down can feel risky. God understands this. When you stop hurrying, you may fear being seen as you are. But God does not turn away from who you are right now. There is no disappointment in love's gaze, only recognition. You may also fear that if you stop hurrying, you will become complacent or stuck. God gently reframes this. Slowing down does not erase desire, purifies it. When you are not driven by fear, what you move toward becomes more honest, more aligned, more sustainable. You do not lose direction when you stop rushing. You gain clarity. There is a tenderness in allowing yourself to be enough without a rival. It can feel vulnerable to say, I am allowed to rest here. God stays close in that vulnerability. You are not exposed to harm by resting in your enoughness. You are protected by truth. God wants you to know that becoming does not cancel being. You are both in process and already valued. You do not have to choose between growth and rest. You can grow at a pace that does not injure you. Love is not impatient with your unfolding. You may have internalized timelines that are not yours, milestones that feel urgent, expectations that do not account for your story. God sees how these timelines press on you. But your life is not late. Your growth is not delayed. You are not behind. You are moving at the pace your healing requires. Hurrying often narrows your vision. It makes you focus on what is missing instead of what is present. God gently widens your view. There is goodness here even now. There is meaning in this moment, even if nothing dramatic is happening. You do not need to rush past your life to get to its value. You may feel guilt when you slow down, as if you are wasting time or potential. God does not share this guilt. Time spent resting is not lost. It is integrated. It becomes part of who you are. Nothing is wasted when you are caring for yourself. God invites you to consider this truth quietly. What if you are already enough, even while you are still learning, still healing, still becoming? What if your worth is not waiting for your future self? You do not need to answer these questions now. You can let them rest with you. You are not being evaluated on speed. You are not being graded on progress. You are not competing for a place in love. God is not urging you forward with disappointment. God walks with you, unhurried, attentive, patient. When you feel the urge to rush, you can pause and notice it without obeying it. You can choose gentleness without abandoning your life. You can move forward slowly and still arrive where you need to be. God is not pulling away when you slow down. Love stays close. You do not have to hurry to be enough because you are not lacking something essential. You are not missing a piece that speed will deliver. You are whole even as you grow. God holds this truth steadily, even when you forget it. Tonight, you are allowed to stop chasing enoughness. You can rest in the fact that you are already seen, already valued, already safe. Growth will continue, but it does not have to be forced. Love does not rush you. You are safe to move at a pace that honors your limits. You are safe to be unfinished. You are safe to be here. God is not waiting for you at the end of your effort. God is with you now, reminding you gently that you do not have to hurry to be enough. There is a subtle shift that happens when you stop rushing toward life and begin allowing life to meet you where you are. God sees how unfamiliar this can feel. You may have spent so long moving toward what is next, what is better, what is expected, that being where you are feels incomplete or inadequate. But God speaks gently into this space now. You do not have to chase life to be part of it. Life is already here with you. Letting life meet you where you are does not mean giving up on growth. It means releasing the belief that you must arrive somewhere else before you are allowed to experience meaning, peace, or connection. God knows how often you postponed living fully, telling yourself things would begin once you were more healed, more accomplished, more settled. Love reminds you that life does not wait at the finish line. It unfolds in the present. You may notice resistance when you try to stay with where you are, a restlessness that urges you forward, a discomfort with stillness. God understands this. When your worth has been tied to movement, presence can feel empty. But presence is not emptiness. It is where life actually touches you. God invites you to stay, not because you should be satisfied with everything, but because this moment matters too. There is kindness in allowing life to approach you instead of forcing yourself to pursue it. When you slow down enough to notice, you may realize that life has been offering you small moments of connection all along. A breath that steadies you, a quiet thought that feels honest, a moment of relief you did not expect. God sees these moments and calls them enough for now. You may feel pressure to make something of your life, to shape it, control it, optimize it. God does not deny your desire to live meaningfully, but love gently loosens the grip of control. Life does not always respond well to being managed. Sometimes it needs to be received. Letting life meet you where you are is an act of trust, not passivity. God understands that staying where you are can bring awareness of pain you have been avoiding. Grief, fatigue, uncertainty. Love does not abandon you to these feelings. God sits with you in them. You do not have to rush past discomfort to earn peace. Peace can exist alongside unresolved questions. You may worry that if you stop striving, life will pass you by. God reassures you that life is not something you miss by pausing. Life is not a train you must chase. It is a presence that unfolds around you, even when you are still. You are not behind because you are resting. Letting life meet you where you are also means releasing comparison. When you are present with your own experience, the timelines of others lose their grip. God knows how comparison feeds urgency and shame. Love gently redirects your attention inward, toward what is true for you. You may notice that when you stop pushing, your body responds. Breath deepens slightly, tension softens, or perhaps nothing changes at first. Both are okay. Letting life meet you where you are is not about immediate relief. It is about alignment, about not forcing yourself beyond your capacity. God invites you to consider that life does not demand you be ready before it arrives. You do not need to have answers before you are allowed to experience peace. You do not need clarity before you are allowed to rest. Life can meet you in confusion. God can meet you in uncertainty. There is a gentleness in allowing yourself to be exactly where you are without judgment, not labeling it as good or bad, not rushing to improve it, just acknowledging it. God sees this honesty as sacred. You are not failing by being here. You are living. You may notice fear arise when you stop striving. Fear that nothing will happen. Fear that you will stagnate. God does not dismiss this fear, but love offers reassurance. Growth does not require constant effort. Sometimes growth happens through integration, through rest, through simply being. Letting life meet you where you are means trusting that you do not have to orchestrate everything. Some things unfold on their own. Some answers arrive when you stop chasing them. God works quietly in these spaces, without pressure or urgency. You may begin to notice small joys when you slow down enough to receive them. Not dramatic happiness, but gentle moments of ease. God does not minimize these moments. Love treasures them. They are signs that life is present, even in ordinary days. God reminds you that you are allowed to belong to your life as it is now. You do not have to earn your place in it. You do not have to justify your pace. You do not have to explain your need for rest. Tonight, you can let life come to you. You do not need to reach. You do not need to hurry. You can sit quietly in this moment and trust that it is not empty. God is here, meeting you where you are, holding space for you without asking you to change. You are not wasting time by being present. You are honoring your humanity. You are allowing life to touch you gently instead of forcing yourself to keep up. God sees this as wisdom. As you let this truth settle, you may feel a subtle easing, a sense that you do not have to be anywhere else right now, that you are allowed to be here, that this moment is enough. God stays with you in this place, not urging, not pushing, simply present. Life is meeting you here, and you are safe to receive it. There is a moment, often quiet and unnoticed, when you begin to realize that moving forward does not have to feel like pushing yourself off a cliff. God sees how forward movement has often felt unsafe for you, how progress was once tied to pressure, urgency, or fear of falling behind. God speaks gently into this understanding now. You are allowed to move forward without force. You are allowed to move forward gently. Finding safety in moving gently forward means unlearning the belief that progress must hurt. You may have learned that growth only happens through strain, that becoming requires sacrifice of peace, that forward motion must be fueled by stress. God understands why this belief took root. It may have been reinforced by experiences where survival required you to keep going no matter the cost. But love does not require you to keep hurting yourself to prove that you are alive. Moving gently forward does not mean standing still forever. It means choosing a pace that allows you to remain connected to yourself as you move. God sees how often you left yourself behind in the name of progress, how you ignored fatigue, emotion, or intuition because slowing down felt like failure. God does not ask you to repeat that pattern. Love invites you to stay with yourself as you take each step. You may fear that gentleness will make you fragile. God knows this fear, but gentleness is not weakness. Gentleness is awareness. It is knowing when to pause, when to continue, when to rest. A body that moves gently can adjust when needed. A heart that moves gently can respond without breaking. God trusts you with this kind of movement. There may be moments when you feel torn between rest and action, unsure whether you are ready to move or need more time. God does not demand certainty before movement. You are allowed to move slowly while still unsure. You are allowed to take tentative steps. God walks with you in uncertainty, not waiting for you to feel confident before offering support. Finding safety in moving forward also means trusting that you do not have to see the entire path. You may have relied on planning and foresight to feel secure. God understands this. Planning once helped you manage risk, but moving gently forward allows you to focus on the next step instead of the entire journey. You are not required to carry the future all at once. God reassures you that nothing essential will be lost if you move gently. You are not going to miss your life by going slowly. You are more likely to remain present in it. Gentle movement allows you to notice when something feels off. It allows you to adjust course without panic. God values this kind of attentiveness. You may notice that as you move more gently, your body responds differently. Less tension, less urgency, or perhaps a mix of relief and discomfort. God understands this transition. Your system is learning a new way of being. You do not need to judge what you feel. You only need to notice that you are not being asked to push past yourself anymore. There may be fear that if you stop forcing progress, things will fall apart. God sees this fear clearly. But what has been held together by force is often fragile. What is held together by care endures. Moving gently forward allows stability to emerge naturally, without constant effort. God invites you to trust that you can move forward without abandoning rest. Rest and movement are not opposites. They are partners. You can rest between steps. You can pause without quitting. You can move forward while still honoring your limits. You may feel pressure to justify your pace to others, to explain why you are moving differently now. God gently reminds you that your pace does not require permission. You do not owe anyone speed. You do not owe anyone exhaustion. Your life belongs to you. Finding safety in moving gently forward also means recognizing that setbacks are not failures. When you move gently, you allow room for rest without self-criticism. You allow yourself to adjust without shame. God sees this flexibility as strength, not weakness. You may discover that moving gently forward allows you to listen more deeply to what you actually want, not just what you feel pressured to pursue. God honors this listening. It leads you toward choices that nourish rather than drain you. God does not rush you because love is not afraid of time. Love is patient. Love is steady. Love moves with you, not ahead of you. You are not being dragged forward by expectations. You are being accompanied. As you take gentle steps, you may notice moments of reassurance. Moments where nothing goes wrong. moments where you feel supported instead of strained. God offers these moments as quiet reminders that you are safe. You are allowed to trust a pace that feels kind. You are allowed to move in a way that protects your peace. You are allowed to take steps that do not exhaust you. God does not measure your life by how quickly you advance. God values that you are still connected to yourself as you move. Tonight, you do not need to decide how fast you will go tomorrow. You can rest in the knowledge that you are not required to rush. Forward movement can be gentle. Growth can be soft. Progress can be humane. God stays with you as you learn this new rhythm. You are not being tested. You are being cared for. You are safe to move forward without fear, without force, without hurry. There comes a point where slowness is no longer just something you allow yourself, but something you begin to rely on. God sees when this shift begins inside you. At first, slowing down may have felt like an experiment, a temporary pause, something you allowed only because you were tired. But now, slowness starts to feel like a quiet choice, a way of saying, without words, that you trust there is no danger in moving gently. God honors this trust deeply. Letting slowness become a form of trust means you no longer see speed as proof of faith or effort as proof of worth. You begin to believe, even if only faintly at first, that God is present not just at the finish line but in the unhurried steps along the way. You stop rushing to arrive somewhere in order to be safe. You begin to feel that safety can exist right here, in the unfolding. This kind of trust does not announce itself loudly. It grows quietly, often unnoticed. You may find yourself pausing before responding instead of reacting immediately. You may give yourself permission to rest without explaining why. You may choose not to push through exhaustion simply because you can. God sees these small moments as sacred. They are not signs of withdrawal. They are signs of trust taking root. You may still feel moments of doubt. Slowness can stir questions. Am I doing enough? Am I falling behind? Am I missing something important? God does not condemn these questions. They are part of the transition from fear-based movement to trust-based living. Trust does not eliminate questions. It changes how much power they hold over you. Letting slowness become trust also means accepting that you do not need to anticipate every outcome. You may have relied on anticipation to feel secure. Planning, preparing, thinking ahead gave you a sense of control. God understands this, but slowness invites you to loosen your grip on the future. Not because the future does not matter, but because it does not need to be carried all at once. God does not ask you to stop caring. Slowness is not indifference. It is care expressed differently. It is choosing presence over pressure. It is allowing yourself to respond thoughtfully instead of urgently. It is trusting that what truly needs your attention will meet you in time. There is a humility in slowness that can feel uncomfortable at first. Slowness admits that you are human, that you have limits, that you cannot do everything at once. God does not see this as a flaw. God sees it as honesty. Trust begins when you stop pretending you can carry what was never meant to be yours alone. You may notice that as you move more slowly, you become more attuned to what feels right and what does not. Slowness sharpens discernment. When you are not rushing, you can sense when something is draining you unnecessarily. You can notice when something aligns with your values instead of just your obligations. God works through this awareness gently, without force. Letting slowness become trust also means trusting that rest will not undo your progress. You may have feared that stopping would erase everything you have built. God reassures you that rest does not undo what is real. What is rooted in truth remains. Slowness allows what matters to deepen instead of disappear. You may still encounter moments when the world around you moves faster than you do. Deadlines, expectations, other people's urgency. God does not ask you to ignore reality. But love invites you to carry a different rhythm inside, even when external demands exist. You can respond without absorbing the rush. You can move steadily without panic. Trusting through slowness also means letting go of constant self-evaluation. When you are no longer rushing, you are less focused on measuring yourself. You are more present with what you are actually experiencing. God knows how freeing this can be. You are not a project to be managed. You are a life to be lived. There may be grief as you embrace slowness. Grief for how long you believed you had to hurry. Grief for the ways rushing cost you connection, health, or peace. God does not rush you past this grief. Love allows you to feel it without drowning in it. Healing often includes mourning what was lost, without blaming yourself for surviving the way you knew how. Letting slowness become trust means believing that God is active even when you are not striving. That growth can happen quietly. That healing can unfold without drama. God works in stillness just as surely as in action. You are not responsible for making everything happen. You may begin to notice a deeper sense of steadiness as slowness settles in. Not constant calm, but a quieter center. A sense that you do not need to rush to fix everything. God nurtures this steadiness patiently. It is not fragile. It grows stronger with time. Trust does not mean you will never feel anxious again. It means anxiety no longer dictates your pace. You can feel nervous and still move gently. You can feel unsure and still choose rest. God stays with you in all of it. As you allow slowness to shape your life, you may realize that you are not falling behind. You are aligning. You are not giving up control recklessly. You are releasing what was never yours to manage alone. God holds what you set down. Tonight, you are allowed to trust this slower way. You do not need to convince yourself fully. You do not need certainty. You can simply rest in the truth that you are not being rushed by love. God is not pulling you forward impatiently. God is walking with you, unhurried and attentive. Slowness is not the absence of faith. It is faith expressed quietly. It is saying, with your body and your breath, that you trust you are being watched over, that you do not have to run to be safe, that you are held even as you move gently. You are safe to slow down. You are safe to trust. God remains with you, steady and kind, holding the rhythm of your life with care. Now there is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to resolve, nothing you need to prepare for or hold together. God speaks softly to you here, at the end of this journey of slowing, and says, you are held in this pace. You do not need to speed up to be safe. You do not need to stay alert to be protected. You do not need to keep moving to remain worthy. Right now, exactly as you are being watched over. You may notice how your body feels in this moment. Perhaps there is still tension. Perhaps there is restlessness. Perhaps there is a quiet easing you were not expecting. Whatever you notice is okay. God is not asking you to feel a certain way. Love is simply present with you, steady and calm, meeting you where you are without demand. You have been learning something gentle but profound, that your life does not require constant urgency, that your heart does not need to stay braced, that your worth does not depend on motion. God has been holding you through every step of the slowing, even when it felt uncomfortable, even when it felt unfamiliar. And now you are allowed to rest inside that holding. This pace you are in right now is not accidental. It is not a delay. It is not a failure. It is a rhythm that honors your humanity. God is not disappointed by your need for slowness. God is not impatient with your unfolding. Love moves at a pace that allows you to breathe. You may still have questions about what comes next, about how long this season will last, about whether you will know when to move again. You do not need answers tonight. God is not asking you to plan. You are not required to see ahead. You can let tomorrow wait. Everything that needs attention will still be there, and it will be met with care when the time comes. For now, you are allowed to stop reaching. You are allowed to stop scanning. You are allowed to let your awareness soften. God is watching over what you release. Nothing important is being neglected. Nothing precious is being lost. You are safe to let go. You may have spent so long believing that slowing down would cause something to fall apart. But here you are, slowing down, and you are still here. You are still held. You are still whole. Let this truth settle gently, without force. You do not need to convince yourself. You can simply allow it to be true for this moment. God remains near as your breath becomes slower, deeper, easier. As your thoughts lose their urgency. As your body remembers what it feels like not to brace for what comes next. You are not alone in this quiet. You never have been. There is no expectation placed on you now. You do not need to improve this moment. You do not need to deepen it. You do not need to stay aware. You can drift. You can soften. You can rest. God's presence does not fade when your attention does. You are held even when you are not thinking about being held. If sleep begins to come, you are allowed to follow it. You do not need to stay awake to protect yourself. You do not need to monitor the night. God watches over you without effort, without strain, without sleep. You can rest because love does not need your vigilance. And if sleep does not come right away, that is okay too. You can remain here, in this gentle stillness, without pressure. There is no rush. There is no requirement. You are safe in the waiting. God whispers one last reassurance into this quiet space. You are not falling behind. You are not missing your life. You are not failing by moving slowly. You are living in a way that honors your limits and your heart. And that is enough. Stay here as long as you need. Let your body rest. Let your mind loosen. Let yourself be carried for a while. God is watching over you now, and you are held in this pace. There is a quiet fear that often lingers beneath your slowness. A fear that if you stop moving so carefully, so attentively, something will fall apart. God sees this fear clearly. It is not irrational. It was shaped by times when everything depended on you staying alert, when slowing down once meant things did unravel. But God speaks gently into that memory now and says, nothing is falling apart because you are slowing down. You may still feel the urge to check, to monitor, to make sure everything is okay. Even as you rest, part of you may want to stay awake just in case. God understands this instinct. It was formed to protect you. Love does not shame it. Instead, God slowly shows you that what truly matters is being held even when you are not watching. Slowing down can feel like releasing a grip you have kept for a very long time. Your hands may feel unsure in that moment of release. God stays with you there. You are not being asked to drop everything suddenly. You are being invited to loosen your hold just enough to discover that you were never the only one holding things together. You may notice that when you slow down, the world does not collapse the way you feared. Tasks wait. Relationships remain. The ground does not disappear beneath you. God allows these small experiences to teach you something new, not through force, but through repetition. Each moment where nothing falls apart becomes a quiet reassurance. There may still be moments when anxiety returns, whispering that you should speed back up, that rest is risky. God does not argue with that voice. Love simply stays present while it speaks, offering steadiness instead of urgency. You do not have to silence fear to rest. You can rest while fear gradually softens. Trust grows not because you convince yourself everything is safe, but because you experience safety again and again in small ways. God is patient with this process. You are not behind because you still feel cautious. You are learning. As you slow down, you may begin to sense a deeper truth settling in your body. that you are not the sole support of your life, that there is something steady beneath you, something constant. God is not fragile. God does not depend on your vigilance. You are allowed to rest because love does not sleep. You do not need to test this truth aggressively. You can let it arrive gently, one moment at a time, one breath at a time. God is not in a hurry to prove anything to you. Nothing is falling apart because you are slowing down. What is unnecessary may loosen. What is fragile may reveal itself. But what truly belongs in your life remains. God watches over what matters. You are safe to trust this even if your trust is small, even if it trembles, even if it only lasts for this moment. That is enough. Now there is nothing more you need to understand. Nothing you need to do with what you have heard. Nothing you need to carry forward into the night. God meets you here in this quiet closing and speaks softly. You are held and you can rest now. You do not need to keep your awareness sharp. You do not need to stay partially awake. You do not need to prepare for what comes next. God is watching over what you release, over what you set down, over what you no longer have the strength to hold tonight. Let your breath slow naturally without effort. Let your body soften in its own time. You do not need to guide it. You do not need to manage it. God's presence does not require your participation. You are safe even when you drift. If your thoughts wander, that is okay. If they fade, that is okay too. You are not required to stay present. You are allowed to rest fully. God does not withdraw when your attention slips. You are held even in unconsciousness. Tonight, you do not need to solve your life. You do not need to be ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow will come with its own support. For now, you can let yourself be here, in this moment where nothing is demanded of you. God remains steady through the night, watching, guarding, holding. You do not need to check in. You do not need to stay alert. Love does not ask you to help it protect you. As sleep comes, or as quiet deepens, allow yourself to trust that you are not alone. You have never been alone. Even in the moments you felt you were carrying everything, God was already there, holding more than you realized. There is nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to finish, nothing you need to become before you are allowed to rest. You are enough here. You are safe here. You are held here. Let the night take you gently. Let rest arrive without effort. God is watching over you now, and you can let yourself sleep. You do not need to wake yourself back up. You do not need to listen closely. You do not need to remember every word. God's voice does not require your attention to remain with you. Even as your thoughts soften, even as awareness fades, the holding remains steady and unchanged. There is a gentleness in this moment that does not ask anything from you. No reflection, no response, no effort to feel a certain way. You can let yourself drift without direction. God is not leading you somewhere right now. God is simply staying with you. If your body shifts, let it shift. If your breathing changes, let it change. Nothing needs correction. Nothing needs guidance. You are not doing rest wrong. You are not missing anything important. This is not a moment you can fail. You may notice memories floating by, or fragments of thought, or quiet images passing through your mind. You do not need to follow them. You do not need to push them away. Let them come and go like soft clouds. God remains underneath it all, constant and calm. There is no danger in letting go further. Nothing bad happens when you stop holding yourself together. The part of you that stayed strong for so long is allowed to be quiet now. God honors that strength by letting it rest. You are not being watched with expectation. You are being watched with care. There is no evaluation in this presence. No measuring. No counting of progress. Only attention that does not waver. If sleep comes in waves, that is fine. If it comes suddenly, that is fine. If it takes time, that is fine too. You are not required to arrive anywhere. You are already where you need to be. God holds the parts of you that are still tense. God holds the questions you did not answer. God holds the concerns you did not resolve. Nothing is slipping through the cracks because love is not fragile. You can let the night carry you. You do not need to carry the night. There is a deep safety in knowing that you are not the one keeping watch. That responsibility is not yours right now. God does not get tired. God does not look away. You can rest completely. Even if tomorrow feels uncertain, tonight is secure. Even if life feels unfinished, this moment is whole. Even if you feel small, you are not unprotected. Stay here as long as you need. God is here. You are held, and nothing more is required of you now.